So when you least expect it, people are watching out for you. And this is a true story. I have a friend of mine that passed away a few years ago. Her health got really, really bad about the last 8 years of her life. It was steadily downhill. And she'd had a couple neck surgeries and a little back surgery for some growth, something in her back. She just was really in bad shape. She was having trouble breathing, was on oxygen and stuff, but she's one of my dearest friends. She's really good people, and I, tried as much as I could to help her, before she left. We had talked a few times about her passing away and what her time limit looked like, and I kept quiet about it, and she just wanted me to know. One day I was up there helping her. I would go over and spend a couple days or a week and clean her house and steam clean her house, and she wanted to do this and that and all that, but she couldn't do it, so I would come over and do it, and she offered to pay me and all this stuff, and I would tell her, what if it was me? It'd sure be nice if I had a good friend that would help me. I said, it's not a big deal. I make good money, and I have a few hours here and there, and my daughter loved to come visit and stuff, and she was with her daddy for many, many years, and just a really great lady, and we were best friends. We weren't sleeping together or anything weird like that, just all best friends. Her name was Ada Beals, Rusty Beals, and she was like family, just really neat people. And one day I was cleaning her house. I was at her old house, and I was standing in the kitchen doing dishes and stuff, and she was sitting in the chair behind me in the recliner, and she said, Red, I just want to tell you that you are like my sister. I really, really love you, and you just turned out to be the most wonderful friend of all. And I really, really appreciate everything you do. You're just really a blessing. And tears rolled down my face. I turned around and I said, wow, that's about the most grandeur compliment I've probably ever had in my life. And she's a very sincere lady. When she spoke, by God, people listened. She was like the sergeant, but she spoke very honest, very down to earth for a female. Really neat people. She's, if you ever got a chance to be a good friend of hers, she was gold. There's no doubt about that. Golden friend. And what's really interesting is before she had left, she had been on a property with her daughter that she paid most of it because she had sold her house in Maine before she moved to Alabama. And her daughter's in the medical field and stuff, and makes pretty good money. And then the daughter's husband is in contracting. He does contract type work on properties and stuff. And is supposedly very good at what he does and stuff. And anyway, so Rusty was really concerned about everything going the way she wanted if she left. And her time was long since up. And it got worse and worse for her. As a matter of fact, we were driving down one day, and she, my daughter and I were driving down the road, and an ambulance was coming through, and I said, God, I hope that's not Rusty. And you know what it was. They were moving Rusty back into the hospital again. She'd go in there for a couple days, a week, or a month, come right back out again, worse than ever. Except for the hospital she went to in Mobile. She looked better than I'd ever known her. Her eyes were so crystal clear and beautiful. And I looked at her, I said, I've never seen you look so good. She says, I feel good. And I didn't think she was coming out of that hospital. I really didn't. I figured party was over because we were expecting it. Rusty and I were expecting it for a very, very long time. And and the neat thing is she got accomplished what she wanted to do. She was trying so hard to make it through Christmas. We didn't think she was going to make it through Christmas. She and I both. But she did. And she left, what, New Year's?
Day after New Year's.
Day after New Year's.
January 2nd.
And all she wanted to do was make it through that Christmas. She did. And she passed away holding my daughter's hand.
She grabbed a hold of my hand with like a death grip.
Yeah. And passed away right there, boom, at the house, sitting in her chair. And my daughter didn't even realize it. But she had discussed her death several times and what she wanted done. She wanted her car to go to her boyfriend, which is my daughter's daddy, and then him to have a place to stay for at least 3 months, and then he would have to go. And that was very known. That's specific, and that's the way she wanted it. Da 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 da. Well, this is part of the car build. The car had been sitting for several years, hadn't been driven, and her daddy had gifted her the car, and we were trying to rebuild the car. It hasn't run in a while because nobody's driven it. Her dad is not able to drive. He doesn't even go anywhere. He's just homebound and in really bad shape, and has been in bad shape for several years. But he stopped driving a few years back. I guess a little over 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So anyway, apparently, upon her leaving, right before that, she had discussed with her daughter, as apparently she had really great foresight. She had decided that her boyfriend wasn't going to be able to drive anymore, and she'd already made up her mind of what was going to happen with that car before she left. And she had told her daughter that her wishes were that the car should go to her boyfriend's little girl for her 18th birthday, which her 18th birthday would be long after her passing. So I've never been one to wait around in life for what can be left to me from the dead. Never did that. Not with my relatives or anything else. Because if you spend your time worrying about when somebody's going to die so you can get their stuff, you'll probably go first. That's some evil thinking. Don't ever think that. Carry on with your life and don't expect nothing. Because that's not what life's all about. You're supposed to work for your things. Don't sit there and wait and think about somebody passing away, because that's the biggest waste of time you ever had, and you're a dirty, dirty, evil person if you think about that. But it's really interesting how someone will think of the future, especially when they will not be present. It is a known fact that they will not be present. And they want to create the future before their death and after their death. I find it incredible that a woman would think about my daughter to do something so wonderful and kind to make sure that her gifts carry on. She loved the holidays. She loved birthdays. She was there for everybody. It's just always been a big thing about her. This woman spent more time doing things for people and not herself. She was always last. She tried to sell me her prize $1,000 leather fringe jacket shortly before she left because she needed money. Because she wanted to purchase appliances. Because before she left, she bought all new appliances and some furniture for the new house, knowing her time was long since up. And I think it was much to make sure that her boyfriend was taken care of. He never would have to worry about replacing refrigerator or washer or dryer or any of that stuff. Stove. Make sure that everything was new for the time that he would stay. And apparently there's another twist in the story. She had told me several times that, that he would be living on the property with her daughter for only 3 months. And then he'd have to move on. And apparently there was a change in the plan because she had stated that he could stay as long as he wished, as long as it was okay with them. And what's really neat is he set up a bond with these people, and they just love him there. Like, that's her dad. I mean, she really thinks he's cool. And it's great, too, because they work a lot. And somebody really needs to watch property. It's very nice property. And somebody needs to be definitely present, And so nobody ever messes with the place, But don't be surprised when you least expect it that somebody has thought about you and wanted to do something kind long after they're gone. And what's nice is when it really happens, because so many people will steal and carry on and give shit away when people leave and don't even wait for a will or anything else, and stuff disappears. It's a big battle when people pass away. But fortunately, this situation came out pretty neat. And the car is very treasured. It's in bad shape, but we'll have it back together like it's new. It's not a problem. It's a fine little vehicle, and it's only had 2 owners. So the daughter had it and then sold it to her mother when her car was totaled, and then it's being gifted to my daughter, and we treasure it. We treasure it. We hope we can get it running. We hope everything goes well, because it's a fine little car. And never forget somebody's wonderful thoughts and kindness. So, God bless you, and carry on with your life, and don't live to expect things, because that's not what life's all about. But life is full of surprises, and you create your future, whether dead or alive. Love to you, Rusty. I love you, miss you terrible. Thank you for being so kind to my little girl.